Hey, what's up, everybody? The second most important thing in Denver today is will Travis Hunter go top three on Thursday? And the first most important thing is will Shador go top 10? Troy, what do you think?
Um, I think they will.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping the Raiders get Shador. We'll see.
yeah, that'd be so cool.
I really hope so.
Yeah. The social media is pretty tough on both of them. Travis had to like completely delete his social media for a while after the debacle with his girlfriend. He's back, but he's like much more low key. And Shador, man, people just love like shredding him
Hmm. Hmm.
because he's very confident, and maybe it's really setting a high bar for yourself because obviously, he has a media icon and Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer as a dad, obviously. And he's inherited that mouth, you know.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see, like, it's not a very quarterback heavy draft, and of course teams need QBs and you only have the opportunity to draft a quarterback every couple of years. So
Hmm.
I'm with you, man. I think he goes top 10.
I think so as well. I think Ashton Jonty might make the top 10 as well. There's a
Really?
lot of buzz around. The Bears apparently are really in on him. They have the 10th pick. Um, I could see it. I don't know if the way Saquon carried the Eagles last year or played a huge role in their success. He's that kind of a prospect. So I don't know. The
I would
landscape,
love to see it.
yeah, the landscape of running back in the NFL is definitely kind of swayed a bit towards like I feel like teams are starting to feel the importance of that position a little bit more in these past 2 seasons.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I love the running game, and he's a utility player out of the backfield. He can catch the ball, so I'd love to see it. What else we got in sports?
Yeah. Do you see the Nuggets Clippers game last night?
Brutal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, both those games were just neck and neck to the wire. I think it's the best series we have going on
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Um, I mean, if I'm the Nuggets though, I think I'm feeling good because what Kawhi put up 39 points.
yeah.
I forget what his shooting percentage was. Like he felt like he couldn't miss the whole game. Like
Harden was lights out too.
yeah, everything was going in, and
Yeah,
the Clippers still barely snuck out the W. I'm feeling kind of good if I'm a Nuggets fan. I don't know. Split the first 2 games at home, heading to LA later on this week. And if it takes Kawhi Leonard to basically that was his highest point total of the entire season. If it takes him to it is the highest point total of the entire season to beat the Nuggets, I think I'm feeling good.
yeah. And Jokic isn't going to have turnovers like that. That was a fluke, And what was promising is that little scrap. I don't know if you saw that.
Mhm.
Where
It was with Norman Powell and Murray. Was it Jamal Murray?
Yeah, and Jamal. Yeah, and then Brown ran over there to break it up and get in the mix. I'm like, ooh, yeah, Brown Jamal alliance sounds good. Get into some little scrappy on the court. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the most interesting piece for me with the Nuggets right now is what lineup is going to close the game, because like they had Westbrook in for game one. He made that clutch three, which kind of overshadowed he made a terrible play.
Oh yeah,
It was the final play regulation in game one where he got the ball and I think he just kind of dribbled out the clock and like they went into OT.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Is like Russ. You live by Russ. You die by Russ. Like he's so great, but like, man, he does the mental mistakes. But the other thing is, I mean, MPJ was on fire
Hmm.
last night. But again, it's just the same thing. Like if he's cold,
Yeah.
it's like get him out of there. But last night he's making rebounds, he's making shots.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was on last night, but like you said, he does go cold, and it's just having a $40 million a year player on the bench in the final minutes that feels weird. So I don't know.
Shooter.
Yeah, shooter. Yes. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, but you got to love the hustle and the defense, and just that veteran leadership Russ brings. It's overlooked sometimes, I think.
Totally, man. I totally agree.
That being said, title favorites OKC and Boston still heavy favorites with the Cavaliers, a distant third, and the Warriors a far distant fourth.
Boy, Golden State's looking good though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
OKC. I mean, they won by what, 50 something?
Yeah, it was the fifth largest playoff margin victory in history. Um,
Oh,
yeah, it was embarrassing for the Grizzlies, honestly. But yeah, and Shy only had 15 points. So,
yeah.
um, but yeah, Nuggets are sitting down there at the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eighth favorite. So you got the Minnesota Timberwolves just ahead of them, Clippers, Lakers, Warriors. So we'll see. We'll see how things look next week on the podcast. But as right now, Thunder, Celtics are heavy favorites according to analytics.
Just love NBA playoffs. It's the best.
It's nice. It's just nice how there's games every day. Just like
Yeah.
Hmm.
7 o'clock, throw it on, have some dinner. It's a great, wonderful thing.
It's awesome.
Last topic. I don't know if you saw the comments from the Mavs GM Nico Harrison. He had a quote about not realizing how important Luca was to the fan base, and he's just been getting just eaten alive on the internet. I don't know how much longer that guy's going to be employed by the Mavericks. It's it's been rough. It's been rough. That has to be one of the most disastrous from like being in a title series last year to this. I can't remember a worse collapse in like any sport in recent history. So this is it's bad.
He says, when you have 20,000 people chanting "Fire Nico," you feel it. Like, dude, I
Is that
bet
a
you
quote?
do.
Is that a quote?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a quote.
So we'll see what shakes out there, but yeah, that was a mind-boggling move for sure.
Ugh, unbelievable. Cool, man. Thank you, sir. Tom, what do we got? We still riding? Or is it all Red Rocks right now?
I think that we have 2-ish more weeks of main resorts being open. Copper's going to be until the 11th. I just went out and got 2 amazing powder days on Friday and Saturday of this past week. My family was out. We hit up Copper. If you remember, we were worried about there not being snow for the nephews when they came out, but they actually got like foot deep powder day, and it was awesome. So Friday and Saturday were great.
Unbelievable.
Then it cleared up and we got a classic spring slush riding day after that with all new slushy snow, and it was really solid. So there's definitely still riding to be done out there. We also went over Loveland Pass, and Loveland ski area was looking absolutely majestic.
Really?
Yeah,
That word.
it was looking amazing. So it made me want to try it out there, to be honest. I can only imagine what it's like on a big powder day at Loveland ski area. So, some mountains are still open, of course. I think May 11th is the final date for your big major players. Other ones have already closed down, but then you're going to have your A Basin open probably well into June now, with this new snow that just came down. So I think this is probably the last week for where we ride in. Let's give the shout out this week to Copper. They're still open. They're still pumping. Let's give it to A Basin because we know they're going to have at least another month left. And let's give it to Loveland Ski Area because, wow, that place looks crazy from the top of Loveland Pass.
Nice, man. Dude, this is actually something I might email myself or something because I was so traumatized last year riding Loveland, getting completely brutalized at the top of the Continental Divide. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, dude, this is it. I'm never coming back here. And it was terrible because that was like the hill of my childhood,
Wow.
we all did Loveland, but this is the time. Like all those divide spots, A Basin, Loveland, spring is the time to go up there because it
Yeah.
doesn't have that crazy wind, and you get like the sun and
Yeah.
it's like It's nice.
Absolutely. When we were up at the top of the pass, that storm was on its way out, so things were clearing up, and there was definitely some wind. A lot of the new snow probably got blown off or turned to slush, but it still was looking really nice up there. And if you could get up to Loveland on like a non-windy day, it looks reminiscent of like a European resort. Like I'd say 80-90% of the riding there is above the tree line, so
Cool.
it's super unique type of spot to get in Colorado, even though it's generally pretty small compared to other resorts out there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but now
Man.
awesome weekend, solid spring powder days, deep snow happening this past weekend, and it was good. So think we say cheers to the Where Are We Riding segment from here on out, and we'll come in with something new next week.
All right.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. Should we jump in? Let's jump into events. What you got on tap, Tom? How was your Thursday night last night? The
Oh, yeah.
espresso martini night.
Absolutely. It was super fun. So we had a nice espresso martini happy hour with some disco music curated by myself. And yeah, everything went great. There's a really good location down there at the Welton Room. And they want to do more and more happy hour type events like this. They also do some club nights where we play more dance music on the big side, and then the happy hours with the espresso martinis happen on the monkey bar side of that establishment. So it definitely went well. A solid turnout and solid cocktails, solid disco. It was good.
Nice, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Are you doing espresso martinis the whole time, or do you have to mix in some decafs in there?
I only did. They are serious espresso martinis. Like this bar is, this cocktail lounge is specifically like they specialize in espresso martinis. So there's like 10 to 15 different kinds of them that they make. Whoa. And they are strong in both ways, in the caffeine and in the alcohol. So I actually can usually only handle one, maybe two max until I'm done with the espresso martinis. But I switched to vodka sodas after the first espresso martini.
If I have an
So I was gonna. Oh, go ahead.
if I have an espresso shot after like 3:00, it's not good. So like I can't imagine happy hour like just espresso martinis back to back. I'd have like heart palpitations.
Yeah.
No, it's rough.
I didn't know that like espresso martinis was like a thing. I wonder if it's like, is this the maturity of the popularity of like Red Bull and vodka 10 years ago? And the palates have like sophisticated, now it's espresso martini. I get it.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. It's a real popular drink. I think it started out as like a dessert drink. Here's your coffee after your dinner, but a little bit of kick to it. Oh, let's make this a martini. But now, it's kind of taking on more of the Red Bull vodka mindset of I need to wake up and like get going for the night. So espresso martinis are now acceptable at all hours, it seems. But luckily, these happy hour events go from 6 to 9 with the music, and then the martini deal goes until 10. So, I mean, any later than 10, I could not be drinking one of those because I'll never go to sleep.
Yeah. Crazy.
Still, man.
Oh, yeah. So that was awesome. Definitely going to be looking forward to doing some more of those in the future. And then, all right, so I want to kick us off with our Denver Mini Derby read, and I'm going to try to give us a good one for the socials here because we got a giveaway coming up.
We announcing the giveaway next week?
Giveaway this week. We are announcing the giveaway this week.
Well, no pressure, but like, boy, your ad reads really kind of pop on TikTok.
I know. Yeah, I'm trying to make this a good one. So
see the one from last week too. We got some numbers on that one. Just
nice.
The Mini Derby preview.
Oh, the preview. Nice. Okay. Well, this one's going to be the real deal. So I got to get in the zone.
Just just to clarify, so we will be announcing the giveaway winner next Tuesday on the show.
Yes. So
Okay.
we're announcing the giveaway, and we'll get the giveaway post up, and then next week we will announce the giveaway winner.
Got it.
So yeah, I got this neuro gum. I'm gonna see if this helps me with my ad read dictation here.
Beautiful.
Shout out to Joe Rogan neuro gum. That's where I heard about it. I gave it a try. It's pretty nice. It's really just caffeine, and I like that better than drinking coffee. So, all right, let's get into it. How do I want to start this off? Why can't I remember the freaking the Kentucky Derby? Okay.
Oh my God, you're blowing it.
Yeah, now we just blew it.
What a bet.
We just
What a bet.
freaking got all hyped.
Got all
hyped for it. So, all right. We have got a giveaway coming for the best Kentucky Derby event in Denver, the Denver Mini Derby. This is going to be from May 3rd, 1 to 6 p.m. Wait, hold on. This is going to be on May 3rd from 1 to 6 p.m. We've got live mini horse races, corgi races, and the Kentucky Derby live on the big screen. They're also going to have bottomless mint juleps, cocktails, and other drinks. There's going to be a best dress contest, live music and entertainment, so much more. This is definitely the place to be if you want to get dressed up and partake in some Kentucky Derby activities. I'm most excited for the corgi races. I think that's going to be awesome. We're going to be checking it out. You can also check it out if you comment and tag the one person you'd like to bring with you below this video. And we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to one of those lucky winners announced next week on the show. So check it out. Denver Mini Derby, denverminiderby.com for more details.
Dude, that was one of the best.
Oh.
I mean,
Troy's gonna have to cut like 2 little sections of that because I got tripped up. I was getting a little.
I usually keep them under a minute anyways for the algo.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, that was good. I am excited.
But I mean,
So-
check out these visuals from last year. If you hit up denverminiderby.com, I got them live on the screen for everybody to check out. Everyone's dressed up. They got their hair pieces. They got their big hats off to the side. We got some donkeys, corgis, mini horses. I mean, it looks pretty sweet.
fun. And it's for people that party because it's what, $100 and all you can drink?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is actually going to be.
Is it a
under
21
100.
plus event?
It's 21 plus, yes. And you're right, actually. So $100, you're
Hi.
in there, and you get all you can drink for it. Oh, hello.
Jamie, how are you? We have a guest.
Amazing.
How are you
Hello.
guys?
Jamie, so nice to meet you.
Awesome.
It's a little bit abrupt because we're recording live, so we just drop you right into the middle of the conversation. So very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you, Jamie.
Absolutely. Now we were just talking about the mini derby that's coming up in a
Yes.
couple of weeks. Have you ever gone to the mini derby with mini horses and corgis?
I have not, but that sounds awesome.
Or better yet,
Might be
have you
something I
ever-
need to do.
Have you ever celebrated the Kentucky Derby in general? I think, more people than I've realized have been celebrating this each year, and it seems to be a really big thing that people dress up and get out for.
It's been a long time since I've celebrated it, but when I first moved to Denver after college, we would go to Avanti and, hang out in the sunshine, wear a
Yeah.
cute sundress, and drink some mint juleps and have a nice time. But that's about it. I don't think I ever really even watched the races at all. But the celebration's fun.
Sure. Yeah. This
Shout out to
seems-
Avanti too. That Patty was my neighbor, the owner of Avanti. He used to live across the street from me. They moved out, but the place is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a super nice spot.
Jamie, we brought you here to talk about your Denver business. And I'm really excited about this because it's a weekly meal prep company called Campfire Culinary Wellness.com. But Tom, Troy, and I, we're all big food preppers. If I don't know if that's what you call it, But I would love to hear kind of your company. What's the origin of your company? Who are your favorite customers, and what kind of food do you create?
Yeah, great questions. So basically, if you want me to start from the beginning, the business started after I went to culinary school. It was about a year and a half later. I happened to graduate from culinary school in December 2019. Then I worked for the culinary school for about 3 months before COVID hit. So of course, horrible time to be in the restaurant industry. But they were very supportive there. I went to Cook Street in downtown. Shout out to Cook Street. And I met a connection there who also had gone to culinary school at Cook Street, who was doing this weekly meal prep style cooking for families. And she was about to have a baby and was going on maternity leave and needed someone to cover her clients for her. And so basically, I shadowed her a couple times, and then she brought me on to cook for her client while she was on maternity leave. And then she actually happened to not come back to cooking once she decided to go back to work. So that client basically got handed off to me, which was so kind of her to trust me and do that for her. I also had a connection in Boulder who um, they focus on actually postpartum women and healing and stuff. So it's kind of funny that that's all connected, but they're called Sanctuary Healing Arts. And I ended up being a contractor for them doing the same type of work. So basically, what I started doing and what I'm still doing now a little bit differently is in-home weekly meal prep, where we go into people's homes, we cook for about 4 hours, and we leave them for enough food for the week. Or we do a freezer-friendly meal prep where we leave them for enough food for a couple weeks or even as much as a month. So that kind of evolved, and then about 6 months into it, I really kind of branched out and decided that I wanted to do this on my own and I wanted to do this through my own business. And that's where Campfire Culinary Wellness was created. And so now, almost 4 years later, I have three amazing chefs that work for me that are so incredible and amazing to have part of the team and to help just expand the meal prep space. So yes, food prep is exactly what we do. So the service looks like basically we reach out to our clients about 2 to 3 days before we're going to see them. We create custom menus for them based on a form that they fill out when they first sign on with us. So every single menu that we create is completely customized to each client per week. So we don't have your classic like meal prep delivery menus where you're choosing from 10 items. Of course, we reuse recipes that we love that we think our clients will enjoy, but every single menu is specific to our clients' exact needs and wants for that exact week. So once we come up with that menu, we send them the grocery list. Either we can do the shopping or they can do the shopping. If we do the shopping, there is a grocery fee added to that. But we'll always shop the day of to their exact preferences. We show up to their home, we cook for about 4 hours, like I mentioned, and clean up everything that we used and get everything into containers and leave them with, yeah, food to heat up for the week.
So
So,
cool. So like it seems like the meal prep menus are kind of custom to the client's needs as well. Like I'm sure there's like vegan meal prep menus, gluten-free meal prep menus, or
Yes.
very meat heavy, just depending on the client's preferences.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. And so that's something that I always talk through with clients on our intro call is how do you like to eat? Exactly those preferences. We, of course, dairy-free, gluten-free are very, very common these days. Yes, we've done lots of vegan menus, vegetarian menus. We've also helped clients through like diagnoses. So we've had various clients with gut health issues like SIBO or Candida,
Mhm.
intolerances that they're dealing with that they need to work through. We've also had clients that have had cancer diagnoses while we've been working with them that we've been able to help that like nourish their bodies through their treatments. We've also had people come to us that are aging and they just kind of want to learn what they can do to support their bodies through that process. And another thing that's helpful that I didn't mention before is I'm also a nutritionist.
Mm.
So I can help guide the menus in a direction to really support our clients depending on what they're working through during that time. But we also have people that just love food. They don't really have any intolerances and they just want us to cook for them because they don't have enough time or they don't enjoy cooking. So we can really do it all, but we definitely have that where people do tend to come to us because we do specialize in helping with those sorts of things.
Awesome.
So cool. I see too that each meal prep makes about 24 to 36 servings of food, depending on the
Hmm.
recipes, which, I mean, for a family of four, that's easily 7 dinners a week, with extra for lunch. So that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. We try to do enough for at least lunch and dinners for the week.
Mhm.
A lot of our clients have young kids, so they're kind of picking at some of the stuff that we're making, or we'll tailor certain dishes to the kids too. So we can always do that where it's not necessarily like chicken tenders, always, which we can make from scratch and we have many times. But also just like things like little egg bites or muffins with veggies in them and things like that where we can help nourish kids as well that maybe are picky, maybe are not. Just it helps the parents out throughout the week too. But yeah, the serving sizes, we give a range because it really just depends on the dishes. I like to say when we're cooking fish, generally we're going to make that maximum 4 servings because we don't want people reheating that too many times throughout the week. But if it's something like a super stew or casserole, usually that's closer to about 8 servings per dish. So yeah,
And on the website, it says $250 is the cost of the service. That's not including groceries, I'm assuming. Is that
not
right?
including groceries. And
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
that's my fault. I actually should have updated that. We did raise our prices this year.
Good for
Thanks
you.
for pointing that out. Yeah, so the first visit costs 310. And that's a little bit more because it takes a little bit longer when we're in the homes. It also helps cover us for a little bit of that intro and back and forth that it takes to create the menus. It also most of my chefs are taking on those clients, so it also covers the time it takes to like get them up and running with the clients. But yes, moving forward, each of the visits is 260 now. And then the grocery fee is $35 plus the cost of groceries.
I think you could double your price, honestly. I
You
mean,
know, I love to hear it. It's so hard because it's so hard because I'm I'm always caught in that, like I want to feed the masses and I want to be able to help everyone. And of course, even with this price point, we can't necessarily help everyone. But yeah, I'm always playing with the price. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. It's very validating for me.
well, I mean, just I mean, if I take my family, there's four of us, and we go get bean burritos and a couple of margaritas for Mrs. Estes and I, that's $100 now. You know what I mean? So I think that like that's a very good price. What was the logic behind actually cooking in somebody else in their homes? That seems kind of a novel business plan.
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked. It To me, it's that personal connection that you build with people. There is nothing better than having a family member cook for you, whether it's your grandmother or your grandfather or your mother or your father or sibling. Like that feeling of being in a home or in a family environment or a friend environment, or whatever that means, a community environment where someone cooks for you is just so special. And there's a real intimate kind of thing about that of cooking for people. So I really find that cooking in the home helps us create those connections with our clients where the food is going to be even better because not only are we creating custom menus for them, but we actually get to know them as human beings. We get to know their kids, we get to know their families. They have family come into town. We get to know their parents and their cousins and it's just a fun thing to be able to be in the home and really get to know people on that level. And even if clients aren't in the home, obviously a lot of people aren't working from home these days as they maybe were a few years
Mm.
ago. Even if they're not there, they come home and they smell the aromas of what we just cooked. The number of times I had people come downstairs from upstairs or come from another room, their office or something, and they say, "Oh my gosh, that smells so good." There's just
Yeah.
no better feeling than smelling the food that you get to eat.
Hmm.
So I'm really passionate about that. Of course, it's not always conducive for us to come into the home. We do have a few number of clients where we do a delivery for them. There is a little bit of more cost involved with that because of containers and a delivery fee. But it's not always conducive for us to come to the home for whatever reason. We've even had clients have like kitchen renovations or house renovations, where of course we're not going to be able to cook in that environment. But for the most part, I really think cooking at home is just It's what sets us apart from a lot of the other meal prep type companies in the Denver area specifically.
Awesome.
You know, one of my kind of New Year's resolutions, they've all kind of like rusted over at this point, but I was trying to be really diligent with my protein intake. Like if you ask
Mhm.
GPT like how much protein I should be getting on a daily basis, it's an unbelievably high number of
Yeah.
grams of protein, 200 plus, which is actually really challenging. What's a good way to like add protein aside from red meat and meat in general, like a sneaky way to get protein in meals?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I love collagen or protein powder. In certain things, you really can't taste it. So obviously, smoothies, like you think of putting protein powder in, but even like soups and stews, you can add either gelatin or collagen to them to up the protein intake. And then when you're dealing with like a fresh bowl or something, you can look at beans and grains that also have protein in them. So some of the grains like quinoa or farro have a higher fiber content, but they also have a little bit of protein in them as well. Chickpeas, you can look at other sources other than just meat, like animal protein.
Yeah.
To look at where to add protein. But one of my tricks for clients that are looking for higher protein is usually collagen or I just combine collagen and gelatin, either collagen, gelatin, or protein powder. Protein powder is for specific cases like maybe some protein ball bites or something because it does kind of have that chalky consistency. It's not going to work well into like a hot dish. But collagen and gelatin both work super well in hot dishes, at least. You can even add that if you're like making taco meat with ground beef or something and taco seasoning, you can literally just sprinkle collagen or gelatin on that. It's really not going to create a textural difference like you think it will.
Mhm.
And maybe just add a little bit extra liquid or broth, and that's going to really add your protein intake. And then last one I'll say is bone broth. So
Mm.
if you're cooking grains, always cook your grains in bone broth. Or vegetable broth if you're a vegetarian, of course. But bone broth is going to have a lot of extra protein and also minerals that we can't necessarily get in other ways in our diet.
Hmm.
And why cook with water when you can use broth? It's more flavorful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
Every gram helps.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It is hard. It's always so funny when people are like, wow, that's how much protein you need in a day. And it's it's staggering, especially when you look at your like small protein amount next to like your rice or pasta or whatever you're eating. Like, wow, it actually needs to be the opposite usually.
Hmm.
It really gave me a lot of respect for bodybuilders where it's like, man, not only do you got to lift all that weights, but boy, you like eating is a part-time job at that point.
It
You
is.
know?
They're eating for a job. And when you see, I'm sure you've seen like bodybuilder influencers on Instagram and stuff, and they are literally just eating quantity of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Your stomach needs to learn to expand in order to really get the amount of calories and protein that you need to get to that higher level, for
Wow.
sure.
Amazing. Okay. I want to make sure that people know where they can find you. Best way to reach you online.
Yeah, so please visit our website, campfireculinarywellness.com. You can also shoot me an email at Jamie, Jamie, at campfireculinarywellness.com. Find us on Instagram also at Campfire Culinary Wellness. I try to post as much as I can on there. I'm not the best at it, but it does give a good of an idea, at least these days, of what meal prep gets clients. I try to really show that. So yeah, that's where you can
Cool.
reach me, and always happy to have conversations with people too. We can always kind of find exactly the situation that's going to help the client the best. That's our goal. Although we have the set prices and our kind of way that we do things, we try to help as many people as possible. So
Amazing.
Sweet.
While we've got you, do you have time to hang out? We'll talk about events and news in Denver.
absolutely.
Okay, cool. What
Sweet.
neighborhood you live in?
So I live in the University Hills neighborhood, so kind of
Oh,
south Denver.
cool. I
Nice.
grew up in South Denver and like Eisenhower Park. That's where I learned how
Yeah.
to swim. You know, there used to be the little league team down there was the Pioneers. So I practiced on that field all the time. I love that neighbor. It's beautiful.
It's a
Oh,
nice place for sure.
it's the best. I used to
Um,
live right on Observatory Park for a few years as well. So nice.
yeah.
Nice. We lived over there too for a bit. It's yeah, the whole neighborhood is so beautiful.
Hmm.
All right. I'm going to start with an event that maybe it does not tie in well to this segment at all, but I want to put it out there because it covers a lot of bases. So one thing we like to do is have events for couples, for old folks, for kids, and for singles. So we're always looking for singles, and we're also kind of staying abreast on what's going on with kind of like the psychedelic renaissance that's happening in Denver, as far as like the legalization of psilocybin and the way it's kind of sinking into the culture. So I've got an event here: speed dating on mushrooms.
Whoa. All
Wow,
right.
that sounds
Th-
insane.
This is really happening. So, Plant Magic Collective, a plant medicine center, is hosting a magic mushroom speed dating meetup every other month. So, I believe the idea is microdosing,
Mhm.
but I mean, I guess the great thing about this is it's like birds of a feather flock together. But Jamie, how does this sound for you? Is this a good idea?
I mean, that's a great question. I don't know. I guess if everyone, I'm sure, who is open to trying something once, maybe it is a good idea for them.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if this one's for me. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know about that.
seems to add a layer of terror, into the whole. I mean, first dates are tough, right?
Speed dating is already uncomfortable enough sounding to me, so you're just
Yeah.
adding a layer of uncomfortability, or maybe comfortability for some people. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I was just like, if there was yoga associated with this event, I think it would have been the best event we've ever found for the podcast.
Yeah.
It just incorporates everything that's Denver all in one thing,
Hmm.
you know?
Amazing.
I don't know. I suppose the difference is like there's such a differentiation between microdosing and macrodosing that folks that are finding like microdosing effective for whatever the ails them, maybe that it does bring people together. It's a good conversation starter, but maybe I don't know how broad the line is between micro and macro. It could get weird, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Tom, how about you? What do you got events wise, buddy?
Um, well, they're not going to be as exciting as mushroom speed dating, but I do have one that we both wrote down here and bring us back to the topic of delicious food, and it's going to be a Denver Pancakes and Booze art show at the Brighton. It's going to be this weekend on Saturday, April 26th, 8 p.m. So it's a evening time event. You're going to get some dinner time breakfast pancakes and some delicious. What kind of cocktails are they doing here? Sorry, I just got a little mixed up. Yeah,
Maple syrup.
beer foams. I think they're doing mimosas, other types of breakfast drinks, all while you browse the art gallery. So that
Nice.
sounds pretty nice. They're gonna have live body painting, DJs and music, producer performances, um, over 100 local artists, and of course, free all-you-can-eat pancakes. So $15 to get into that one at 8 p.m. on Saturday. That sounds like a cool one.
That sounds really good. I've got a food one too. It is the Mile High Asian Food Week. That is going from April
Ooh.
27th through May 3rd. Dozens of AAPI owned, and that's American Asian Pacific Islander restaurants around the metro area are offering a special fixed price menu, secret off menu dishes, and discounts. It's a self guided culinary tour. That sounds amazing. I mean, I could probably get lost in just like 2 blocks on Federal and never need to leave, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Exactly. That sounds awesome. I would definitely join that. The Asian food in Denver is amazing. There's some incredible cuisines here.
For
Agreed. Do you
sure.
have a favorite spot?
Ooh. Well, it depends what cuisine, I guess. My favorite Thai restaurant is Jay's Noodles on Federal.
Ooh.
Um, and then uh is it Star Dump? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the Star Dumplings place.
Star dumplings.
I don't know if I
Not
know that
sure.
spot.
Um, it's like a dim sum restaurant. It's very good.
Star Kitchen.
Star Kitchen. Yes. Dim sum.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
We
All
gotta
right,
check
I
that
got
out
another
for
one.
sure.
Yeah, totally. I got another one. SneakerCon Denver is also this weekend. So the world's premier sneaker swap meet and lands in Denver. This is a subgenre of men that it's always fascinated me. I mean, because all of us like sneakers, right? Tom or Troy or Jamie, do you associate as a sneakerhead at all?
Hmm.
I don't
Not,
think so.
not really.
Yeah.
I don't wear that type of sneaker too often, but I respect it. You know, it's a big scene, big industry. So I'm big on the. I'm really fascinated with like secondary markets and resale type stuff. So I love seeing how crazy people go to buy those types of sneakers.
Yeah, I agree. Well, there's a lot of great TikToks too, because I'm always I just always get caught by surprise where people are like selling like, Air Force Ones for like $8,000, like all the time. It's it's wild, but it seems to satisfy a couple of things. It's like the impulse to collect things. I think
Yeah.
we all have that in some capacity, and this is a way that you can. But plus, it's fashion, right? You can always tie together a great like outfit with fresh sneakers. Gives you something to spend your money on. I don't know. It satisfies all these things, but it's
Mhm.
also just like such a curiosity because why in the world would you spend that much money on those sneakers? When you got Ross right there.
They
You
have
know,
on their
I
website,
love
they have a
Ross.
video of Steph Curry at the event. I'm wondering if that was the one in Denver or maybe it took place in another city because I see they also have one in Detroit. So I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I don't know. It'd be kind of dangerous bringing Steph Curry to Denver right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. I got two music events. So Jay Wara at the Church nightclub. I mean, love Jay Wara, don't love the Church, to be honest. But I think that this will be an okay event just based on the fan base for Jay Wara and the fact that it probably won't be completely oversold and packed
What is the
with
church
16-year-olds. Um, the Church, it actually just got bought out by Insomniac, which is great because they're gonna start making it 21 plus. It's was one of those places where like under 21 people could get in with big X's on their hands, and it was not great, to be honest. So I'm hoping that the Church nightclub turns around and comes back as a great Denver venue. It's really cool inside there. It's this old, amazingly large church venue that's converted into a nightclub now. They got like 3 different stages and rooms and stuff. So it's definitely one to check out, but maybe wait until they implement those changes. I think Jay Wara is going to be a good show to check out there for sure. And then
Nice.
I am throwing a party on Saturday. Any listeners who want to come, check out the link in the description. It's at the Larimer Lounge. It's going to be a little birthday show this weekend. So we have a lot of really cool things planned. I'm throwing together a great lineup of local artists and producers, and we're going to throw an awesome party on Saturday. So if anyone from the show wants to come, you can send us a message and I'll make sure you get in there for free.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Nice. And
Larimer Lounge.
Troy's
Birthday-
flying in. Yes, at the Larimer Lounge.
birthday's at midnight.
My birthday will be at midnight, yes. So I'll make sure that I'm playing around that time.
We'll need a thorough review on the show next week.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
That's cool. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Tom.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. And then we can
Nice.
quickly see who's at Red Rocks this week. We can see if we know anybody. I know that there's a lot of bass happening at Red Rocks. Merseem live at Red Rocks. Merseem? That's tonight at 7 p.m. Looks like it's going to be a nice night if these clouds go away. But it's like 70 right now, so should be a good one tonight. And then Thursday and Friday, you have some bass music with Subtronics. A huge lineup of support for each night, including people like Infect, Levity, Ivy Lab, Muzz. Who knows? There's so many. There's like 5 support acts each night. So Thursday and Friday, Bass at Red Rocks. Saturday, Prof with JPEG Mafia, the Mexican OT, Danny Brown. Oh man, DJ Squizzy Taylor and Norman San. Huge.
Sounds fun.
Huge lineups. How do they even have time for these? Looks like these shows are starting at 6 this week. And then
20-minute sets.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. There's 6 people on each lineup. Sunday.
Jamie, what was the last show you went to at Red Rocks?
Oh my goodness, it was so long ago. I think it was Rascal Flatts in 2019 or 2018. It's been before COVID. I haven't made it back since. I mean, there's been so many great shows. It's almost overwhelming to pick which one to go to because all of the artists came back. We're so excited to come back. And now it's been 5 years since COVID, but hopefully we'll get there this year at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's become so expensive.
So after this week, we're going into the full swing Red Rock season. So this is the last week where we don't have a show every single night. So next week starts that. Sunday is The Movement, Pepper, and Tribal Seeds. And then Monday, Empire of the Sun. And it looks like the comedy acts are going to be starting next week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all through, we're going to have something. And it's going to be like that for the next couple months. So super exciting times to be a Denver native. Some cool, really cool things getting announced coming on. Looks like we got the high school graduations coming up. Ryan, I think you may be in attendance.
Yeah, I know, man. It's breaking my heart. Finally getting my diploma. I can't believe it.
You're getting that diploma after some time. But Tuesday, Amy Schumer. She's kicking off the comedian season. I think, that Bill Burr show we went to at Red Rocks, the first time I ever went there for anything that wasn't music, I thought that was pretty cool. But the only thing is, when everyone's sitting down, there's like not enough seats. So Red Rocks is kind of built for 9,500 people to stand side by side. But at these comedy shows, everyone's sitting, and it was like overflowing. I think people need to just get a little more friendly and get close to each other, because
it did feel like we had to establish dominance of our elbows early on and like maintain our position.
Yeah. This early in the season, people don't have their Red Rocks etiquette in check yet. So as the months go on, it should get better. But
to Jamie's point, it is getting really expensive at these shows. But there is a program that I don't know if people know about called Friends of Red Rocks, and I think the deal is, if you volunteer, I think it's something like 6 days out of the year during the concert season, you show up after the show, like the next day, and pick up trash and just like maintain the premise. I think you get kind of like a open season on whatever show you want to go to. Don't quote me on that. I don't know exactly what the guidelines are, but we had an old buddy, Riley, that would do that all the time. You go volunteer at Red Rocks, which is a nice way to spend the day, and then you can go to any show you want.
Yeah, I think you get, I think their deal is that you can like designate which shows you want to clean up after, and then you get the admission to those shows for free, but after everyone leaves, you have to stay and you need to clean up the amphitheater. And then, after you complete your like 3 or 6, whatever, how many shows it is that you can do, then I think you get like X amount of just free entry to shows that you don't need to work.
That's fascinating. I would look into that.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That would tie into my taste pretty well, because 1, I like less rowdy shows, and 2, I'm lazy and don't want to clean up so much. So I know Bonnie Raitt's coming this summer. It'd be perfect. It would be immaculate after a Bonnie Raitt show. You know what I mean?
Just choose the shows where everyone's really clean and respectful. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that place I've seen it really messed up after a show. It's kind of crazy. how some people leave it. So I think that they had a whole, our friend Riley, who we were talking about, said there was a whole division of gum scrapers who would be responsible for scraping gum off the underside of the seats after every show.
That doesn't sound fun.
Right. It begs the question, though, what show would you see and scrape gum afterwards?
Oh,
I would do like maybe some sort of like Christian rock show or something with an older crowd who's not chewing gum, and if they are chewing gum, they are taking it away with them.
respectfully throwing it away.
Respectfully throwing it away. I don't know who's sticking gum anymore these days, but that's
true.
Apparently,
let's say
such an issue.
Let's say there was a lot of gum. Like what band or artist, past or present, would you sacrifice a whole day of gun scraping or gum scraping? I'm like the Beatles or like Bob Marley or something.
Oh man.
I'm a germaphobe personally, so that would be tough for me, but I think the one person that I would see at Red Rocks especially would probably have been Avicii.
Oh, nice.
I would go back in time.
Yes.
Despite my germophobia, put gloves on, double gloves, and do it to be able to have that experience.
Yeah. That's great. If we could bring people back from the dead, I'm choosing Mac Miller, and I'll scrape some gum for Mac Miller. But Avicii is a great choice as well.
Yeah, I'd probably go like some like 80 legendary like 80s band like in their prime. If we're talking about time travel and bringing back people from the dead, I don't know. Maybe like Ozzy Osbourne in like 1982 or just like peak prime. I don't know. One of those legend type people.
GNR?
Yeah.
In like 86?
Yeah, I'd make an exception for something like that.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, this has been awesome. Jamie, thanks so much for joining us. I want to make sure people go check you out, campfireculinarywellness.com, and people can reach out to you. People can order your services through there. Tell us about what like an opening agreement looks like, a phone call, and then you come out. How does it work?
Yeah, so to get started, exactly, we schedule a phone call, chat for about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the call, talk through everything the client wants and needs, all their desires for meal prep. We talk through what we do, make sure that they're excited about that. And then basically I send over that form I mentioned earlier that goes through all of their dietary restrictions, needs. It goes through spices, cuisines, everything that we could possibly need to suggest a first initial menu for them. We also have an agreement that goes over pricing information and cancellation policy, stuff like that, that they'll sign. And then we just ask for a small deposit to get started once we book their first visit. Usually we can get booked within about 2 to 3 weeks from their first call, sometimes a little bit sooner, just depending on availability. So it's usually pretty fast to get started. And yeah, we've got openings and we'd love to have more clients and feed more people. That's my goal.
Nice.
Amazing. And the food looks delicious. You can see that on Instagram. And then I really appreciate you being here, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Next week, we are doing a giveaway for the Denver Mini Derby. So in order to register for that, you got to go to realgooddenver.com, sign up for our newsletter, and then there's a link that will take you to our TikTok. And we're doing the giveaway on TikTok, so be sure you follow us there. Be sure you're signed up on our email newsletter to see what's going on with events, news, and culture in Denver. And for the folks listening, we really appreciate it. So I think that's it.
Awesome.
All right.
Yes, sounds
Good
good.
episode, guys.
Thanks, Jamie.
Cool. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.